Nick Aldis is in the ring, him and his torn biceps. His goal is to make this the #1 show in wrestling. And this acquisition of this talent gives them a giant step forward towards that goal.
So before we get onto the segment, I mean, they are really going to not acknowledge Nick Aldis's broken arm. I mean,
No,
it looked
it
a lot
move. It's like immobile.
It looked a lot normal this week because like he didn't actually have like any sort of like wrist wrapping, but it's almost comical like that he's just got this like giant
holding it here. He's like
fake arm that can't move, buried underneath this suit.
He also acknowledged SmackDown is not the top show.
What did he say?
He said our goal is to make this the #1 wrestling show in all of wrestling and sports entertainment. So is he conceding?
So what is the top show and by what metric?
Didn't tell me. Maybe the Showbuzz. With Showbuzz gone,
this is the most watched show in all of wrestling, is it not?
Yeah. He could legitimately state this is the most watched
cage match ratings. Obviously, tough to beat Raw this Monday.
Okay, they're probably not. SmackDown's probably not beating most of AEW either, so he could be including all of this. So Jade comes out and signs the contract right there and says the best female roster. This is one of the best female rosters in the world. So again, SmackDown very humble when it comes to like we're not the best at any of this stuff. We're one of the best female rosters in the world. So Jade, she probably saw the Stardom lineup for next week's show that was released today, but says the storm has arrived.
The big thing I thought was this unbelievably cool entrance. I mean, I know she's come out like for the Rumble. I know she's come out for other things, but this felt like a different entrance to me. Like with the lighting and just like the music and the snow, they made her look amazing. Like and I know with like a star like Jade, like half the battle is the entrance. They have done so well with this entire presentation leading up to this moment. Sure, okay. If only Glacier, if only the rest of I guess Glacier lived up to this sort of billing. But man, like from all the teasing with like her being backstage to the sort of free agency like story to this entrance, they've really delivered 10 out of 10 with just making Jade feel like one of the top stars of this entire division before she even has her first match. So even though this segment had a pretty I don't know, maybe lackluster promo, or at least substantially didn't have much substance to it. I thought just seeing the entrance almost felt significant enough to make me satisfied.
We had Belair warming up with Naomi in the locker room, and she wishes Belair well and has her back tonight. And Belair explains, I can't be mad at you for doing what I was trying to do for 2 years. And they agree. They're in this together against Damage Control. And Naomi's like, ooh, I'm glad you're not mad at me because look what I did to my hair.
She put EST in her hair. Mm-hmm. So they're on the same page. I mean, this seemed like it was setting the course for a tag title match for these two. By the end of the night, clearly maybe different plans. But man, I've really enjoyed seeing this on-screen relationship between Naomi and Bianca. I think it's been one of the best things about SmackDown in recent weeks outside of The Rock. This friendship feels just genuine, and it's felt even more real than Naomi and Sasha, which I know is a very real relationship, but on screen I never kind of got the same vibe as I already do with Bianca and Naomi. The dialogue feels like it's not just scripted and read out. The characters have their own motivations and differences, as we've seen with their differing perspectives on Bayley, and Naomi's charisma in particular over these several segments have like just really jumped out of the screen. It's made Bianca feel more like a real person too, and not just somebody who comes out saying her catchphrase, saying her script. The fact that these two now have each other to bounce off of is a huge benefit, I think, to the both of them.
Kabuki Warriors attack Belair. They're beating her down. Naomi runs out, but she is beaten down with a pipe that Kyrie has. And so Belair and Naomi are down on the ground when Jade Cargill walks out. She takes out everyone, culminating with Kyrie taking Jaded. And the crowd went nuts here. And the three stood tall to end the show. And that appears to be another match edition for WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought the clear direction was going to be tag team match for the tag team titles between the Kabuki Warriors and Naomi and Belair, but now it's looking like trios match with the addition of Jade Cargill and Dakota Kai. And even though it likely obviously won't be for the championship, um, the star power greatly increases, and I think the significance of the match greatly increases on the WrestleMania weekend because it'll be Jade Cargill's first match. Really interesting. I think deciding to put Jade in this spot, I think it's a great spot for Jade to debut because you're going to make her feel like a big star just through the WrestleMania entrance, and then finally for her tag, when she comes in, doesn't have to do a whole match, can just come in, do the big spots, beat whomever. She looked like what she did tonight looked great with the big boot, the power bomb, and the glam slam with the posing. So whether or not like I think clearly the biggest hindrance potentially for Jade Cargill is just can her in-ring live up to the hype established by her aura and her star power? That's the biggest question. Putting her in a trio setting is a great way to protect that. And let her build that confidence, while being protected with some great talent in there.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot to put Jade Cargill in to get on. Like I put her alongside, your big post. Like they have a lot set up post WrestleMania, and with a number of key stars that we mentioned, and Jade, you add to that list as well.
Yeah. They've done such a great job of making her feel like a star, like a big deal, like a WrestleMania level star, to the point where like just her simply having a match at Mania feels like it's an attraction in itself.